foot pinning Kelley's shoe, and Kelley went down, and that may be why the referee elected to rule it a slip.
Let's see how Gainer reacts to having taken that big punch. And knowing that if he misses, something heavy can come back at him.
See if that'll change the momentum of the fight. The momentum of the fight, which up to that point had belonged mostly to Derrick Smoke Gainer.
Kevin Kelley has taken him a few rounds to understand that this Gainer fights better moving backwards. You got to let him come forward a bit and counter him for a couple of rounds.
At this point, early in the fourth round, Gainer seems less interested in throwing those big leads.
He is so dangerous. He's like a cat. You corner him, you're going to get scratched up bad.
Half of the combination by Gainer landed. The right hand missed. The left hand found some Kevin Kelley turf. Kelley's right eye swelling just a little bit. You'll recall that badly swollen eyes helped to cost him the Gonzalez fight.
Now, for the first time, Kelley's using an overhand left.
And he landed it solidly there.
It was because he closed in the range a little bit. He's standing too far away from Smoke, and Smoke is getting all of the lead shots. Close it up and be the inside fighter.
And you heard Alton Merkus in between rounds saying to Smoke, don't forget the fight when you get inside. You lost 2 fights because you wouldn't fight on the inside. You must prove you'll do it here. Kelley's level of caution in going in at Gainer tells you that Gainer has landed some solid stuff early on.
Gainer confidence gets better and better because of the bruise on Kelley's eye.
3-punch combination, 4 punches, 5 punches, 6 punches by Gainer, and Kelley goes down, and his right eye is a mess.
He took a shot early before that combination landed and was just trying to cover up and get through the round.
Bill Borgia yelling at the referee that Kelley's been thumbed in the eye, and now Kelley comes to Frank Santori to make the point himself.
Give me that book. Give me this mouthpiece. All right, listen. Look at me. Get that and look at me. Look at me. Have we trained to fight with no eyes or not? Look at me. We have trained to fight with no goddamn eyes. You got that? Gotcha. You got one eye. That means you got to work that right side even more on the slip. You got me? Gotcha. Hey, don't mean a thing, Kev. Remember what our motto is. Don't mean a thing. Spit it out.
The nose, Kev.
Take this.
There you saw off the right hand, Kelley started to hold his eye, claiming he has been thumbed. You think anything has happened in this fight so far, guys?
Wow, Kevin Kelley's right eye is functionally closed. It's a total mess.
And he's fighting like he want to win anyway.
And you heard his trainer Phil Borgia saying, forget it, you're just going to have to work around it. And down goes Gainer.
And he's hurt. He's wobbled. He's got more than 2 minutes to try to survive this fight.
Very wobbly legs for Gainer. Very wobbly legs. Kevin Kelley drawing on his desperation, and now he takes leather in return on the blind side.
Yeah. Kevin Kelley was at ringside when Arturo Gatti came back from two eyes like this to knock out his opponent. He's trying to do the same thing, and suddenly the life has come back to Gainer.
Kelley remembering to go to the body as they clinch. He's climbed on the right side and swinging away hard from the left. Midway through the fifth, Gainer's been down in the round. Gainer starting to pump punches into that closed Kevin Kelley right eye. Of course, is heavily pro-Gainer. They'll try to keep his motivation up regardless of what damage Kelley's able to do. Kelley came out throwing punches in bunches, George. Now he's trying to load up one at a time.
Yeah, well, he's desperate now. His eye's about to close. He knows now what he was trying to do earlier, he has to do now. He's got to land a good shot, and he's got to do it quick, or this kid is going to pick on that eye until that eye closes completely.
But George, the way he's running away, Gainer, and just trying to take an occasional wide swing, he really isn't in position to take advantage of the bad eye. He's just looking to survive right now.
Well, he'll survive, and if he continues to go round after round, that right eye of Kevin Kelley is just going to get worse and worse because he cannot see him on one side.
As Kevin Kelley goes back to his corner, he goes to one of the greatest cutmen in the business, Al Gavin. And it's up to Gavin now to keep Kevin in the fight.
Pay close attention to me. Look in my eye. Look what you did with one eye. All right? Pay attention to me. Rinse this out. You need to pick it up when you're on the inside. He's running. He ain't going to win the title running. You understand me? Increase the jab, work your knees, and work your turnovers. He's there when you're on the inside. You got me. You trust me?
Here's the knockdown as the almost one-eyed Kevin Kelley lands a looping left. Has anybody seen Kelley? I've seen Kelley, and he's never disappointed us with any of his fights. Here he comes back, trying to finish it, but Gainer hangs on.
Kelley's a brave soul. Round 6 begins. Derrick Gainer's punch output, which had been up around 60, slipped to 27 in the 5th round as he was running away from Kevin most of the time. Harold Letterman, your card.
Okay, Jim. The referee, Frank Sartori, called time to clean the water in the corner of Derrick Gainer. I got a 3-1-1. Derrick Gainer, Kevin Kelley rapidly catching up after that 10-8 round in the 5th. I tell you the honest to God truth, the 3rd round I would have scored 10-10 because I really thought they were both clean knockdowns, and you know I never score even rounds. But that one, absolutely one knockdown neutralized the other. Gainer 2 points ahead, Kelley catching up.
But Harold, how can you score at 10-10 when one was ruled a legal knockdown?
It makes no difference. I can score around 10-8 without a knockdown. I can score around 10-8 with a knockdown. I have that option. I so choose to exercise that option. I would have scored at 10-10. It was certainly an even round. I thought that Gainer's knockdown was a clean knockdown. Kelley's was a clean knockdown. Nothing against the rules of doing that.
Larry?
I have the fight even because I've given Kelley a 10-8 round as well as a 10-9 round, 3 rounds to 2 for Gainer, but I have it even on points.
Gainer starting to fire again, smokes the left.
Well, Kelley is playing the wrong game. He's waiting and waiting and waiting, and believe me, that's Gainer's game. You just got to throw punches, keep punches coming all the time. That's the only way you're going to keep Gainer thinking. You stand back a moment, he slings that powerful straight left hand.
But I think he's starting to hurt Gainer to the body with shots
And
like
hurt him, he's hurting him good. That's correct.
hard left hand shot by Gainer right on the blind eye. And that stopped Kelley for the moment.
Kelley, when he waits, Gainer decides, you're not going to do anything, I'm going to do something. That's all you want to make a veteran do is wait, and then you tag him.
Gainer able to load up the left hand and just pound away on Kevin Kelley's blind side. And I think I agree with you, George. I think Kelley needs a hotter flurry of punches, more activity.
And when you're not throwing punches, you got to move your head constantly bob, weave.
Quick right hand by Kelley as he sneaked in. Gainer backing away. He'll try to use the jab to stay out of trouble and pinpoint opportunities to target that right eye of Kelley. Still to come, our videotape replay of Julio Cesar Chavez versus Oscar De La Hoya. You haven't missed it if you tuned in late. Stay with us.
Right now, Roy Jones is being upstaged by a preliminary fight as well as the tape of a week-old fight.
I need you to work your hands. If you don't want to get hit, you got to get inside and work your hands. Do you got
Keep your head to me, Kevin.
Did you hear what I just said? Kev, you got to beat on this man's ass, damn it.
Hold that, Phil.
Do you understand me? I understand you. Okay? You can't be outside because then you're going to get hit with the ones you can't see. Work your way in with the jab and let it go. You don't want to fight when you're on the inside. I got you. And if you have to, you know where that head goes when he's pulling you down, goddammit. If the ref ain't going to do it, we got to do it. I got you. There, combination. Give me the mouth.
There you see the big left hand that Kelley couldn't see. It's not has anybody seen Kelley, it's can Kelley see. You heard the instructions from the corner. The little guy has to get inside on the taller guy.
Round 7 begins. George, we saw a little trace of blood under Kelley's right eye. Is that coming from inside the eye or out of the swelling?
I think there's a cut underneath that eye, but we can't see it because of the swelling. What Kelley needs to do now is move over to the left side and run this fella back to the other side. He's allowing him to go on the blind side. All you got to do is run around there and chase him in the opposite direction.
So you want him to move to his left?
Yeah, you want to move him back around on your side where you got the good eye. And all you got to do is run over there and chase him the other way.
Kelley gets tagged on the blind eye again. If Gainer starts leading with that overhand left, he'll do damage to that eye.
I don't know why his trainer wouldn't tell him, Kelley, go on the other side. Don't let him move to his left in that fashion. Make him move to the right.
Gainer swung wildly and gave Kevin Kelley a chance to land 2 body shots there, and Kevin didn't throw it. Neither man seemingly with a clear picture here in round 7 of what he wants to do.
Things business to pick up greatly if only Kevin Kelley goes over and chase him in the opposite direction. He's allowing him to move in a direction that he wants to move.
Is this the same thing as failing to cut off the ring?
You don't really want to cut it off, just want to move him. If you want to move, allow him to move where he's ineffective. But you got to go around and, just like herding cattle, make the cows go in another direction.
Derrick Gainer using his hand speed and foot speed to land combinations against Kevin Kelley. Gainer has controlled much of the fight with his quickness, his speed, and his willingness to get off first. Like that. Kevin Kelley with a kind of a seeing eye round, following Gainer from spot to spot, not doing much damage when he gets there.
You just can't follow him around. You got to get up close and keep your gloves on him in some fashion. Doesn't have to be hard, just keep your gloves on him.
It's only a 17-foot square ring.